Hey guys, Superlink Kirby here, and today I'm here to talk about a new discovery I made that is pretty important with a character that is typically seen as really strange. Today, we're talking about Y. Now, I'm not doing a full in-depth character video about Y, but rather a finding that I discovered. Now, Y is really strange because he's, well, a fast faller with really weird movement options. If you have Slash, you have Y-Copter. And I'm just gonna get straight into it. I found an infinite with Y. Now, in the past, there have been, some matches about Y, although I'll be referring to the whole Keeper Mob sets, which are the only actual sets of Y that we have, because we've only had one tournament by this point and no one mains Y yet. However, Y loops are a bit of an enigma. Now, originally the whole Keeper Mob set, it was blocks throw, or doing kick on block and throwing the opponent, kind of like a bootleg Ashura thing. However, I discovered an actual Y loop that is terrifying. However, the execution is really difficult. There are multiple ways of going about it, but I'll be going over the most practical. So first off, I'm going to go off with the method that I believe is the most practical, and it involves the move Slash, which is done by doing half circle forward B. Now the move is kind of weird. You do have to basically hit B and the forward input of half circle at the same time. If you just miss the timing by a little bit, you'll hit kick or sweep. So you have to do it just right. Input storage does make it easier though, so there's always that too. But basically, the most consistent method I found with getting the Slash method to work out is that we do Slash from a mid-range, immediately Y-Copter, and as you can see, the opponent gets knocked out of block despite blocking in the correct direction. So what the heck is going on? Well, I don't have an exact explanation as for why, but I have a theory as to why this happens. So normally, when you hit someone on block, they're usually facing the opposite direction that you are. So Zack, for example, is facing towards me and I'm facing towards him, and he's able to block, damage. Now what's weird about Y-Copter is that if you fly over them, they, can't turn around until you land. Now you might think this might be why this is happening, but even if you hit them from behind, it still doesn't work. So why is this happening? Well, the only real way I can get this to work normally is that if you jump this way, have him block. It's really odd. He has to start blocking when you're facing the when you're facing the same direction Zack is. Once that happens, you can just Y-Copter over, and it should work if I can get it to work. It's really odd. I'm not really sure why it happens, but I think the general idea is that Y has to be facing the same direction as Zack is, meaning his back is towards Zack. And for some reason, Y-Copter ignores block when it hits. It's the only move I can find that does this. I'm not really sure why. But because of this, you can just loop the opponent. So right now, I'll hit Slash, and then, you just kind of do stuff like that. Of course, that's not really the most optimal way, so I guess I'll dissect each individual part of the move. So you have Slash, and then you immediately Y-Copter. Now the spacing for it is interesting, because the closer you do Slash to the opponent, the easier it is to pull off, but of course the main practicality is doing it from a distance. You can't do it from too far away though, it has to be about mid-range. But yeah. I guess the easier way of doing it is by utilizing Jump Kick, as this is an aerial that knocks down. It does less damage than Slash, however it is much easier. So the way I do is I approach with Jump Kick, immediately Y-Copter, and then just loop them from there. So it's jump kick, Y-copter that way, Y-copter like that. And basically the idea is to Y-copter early enough so that when the opponent is actionable again, they will not be able to do anything because it hits them the frame they're actionable, whether they're blocking or not. Basically, if you're able to pull this off, it is a loop that can go on indefinitely, meaning that, well, it just infinites. You can do it from full HP to 0. But yeah, overall, this Y infinite is going to be pretty useful. Like, right there, I didn't even hit the loop correctly, and it stunned him on block. Y-copter does 12 each, and jump kick does 10. So even if you don't pull off the full infinite successfully, well, you'll still be doing a lot of damage regardless. And of course, as a stun punish, it would work pretty well as well. But yeah, generally this infinite it's way more difficult to pull off. Here on this last stock, I'll try to do it using the slash method. And yeah, it's honestly pretty difficult to do it with slash. And then yeah, you can just hit them, then just throw them. How that didn't kill. But yeah, that's the Y infinite. I don't really have a name for it yet, but you know, the name doesn't really matter at this point. All that matters is that the infinite exists, and that you should, well, be able to do it now. Anyways, that is it for this video. I know it's not very long, but hey, I just kind of wanted to get this video out there talking about Y and the infinite I discovered. Anyway, this is Super Kirby, the Mech Fight Scientist, signing out for today.